Hudson.
Now,
Another successful
hang on.
day, and I've only just begun. I've got miles and miles to go yet. But I went to see my very good old friend, Pop Sally, in Blackburn, and then Hudson. What an interesting meeting.
Now, why did he do that? Why did he give out both those names deliberately on this reel? Why? Okay. That for me is a red flag. He gave out both names. He knew what he was doing, and he gave out both names. Now, that video I made yesterday, believe it or not, right, got a copyright strike. Not the sort that it doesn't affect my channel or anything, but it was a copyright strike. And I thought, for what? You know? But how did he know I'd made that video? This Pops Alley guy. And why bother with a copyright strike? But maybe he didn't like the fact that, you know, numerous amount of people have been looking at his fucking Facebook to find out what he's all about. Maybe it could be that. That in turn made me go back and find what I can about this Chris Hardgreaves. Now, for some odd reason, like I keep saying, he put those names out, and it's like a deliberate move of putting those names out. Interesting, wouldn't you say? And another thing that really pisses me off and kind of like, you know, frustrates me is that tattoo on his face keeps changing sides. He is the shaman, Chris, walking on glass. Walking on glass, right? Now, I'm not being funny. Why would you want to walk on glass? Well, he's a shaman, isn't he? So he's above all that. He can actually do that. So let's have a look. That to me isn't walking on glass. I don't know why he's got the two individuals next to him holding on to him. If he could walk on glass as a real shaman, right, he'd just be able to walk across that like walking properly. But he's like, ooh, step by step, step by step. Pathetic.
So everyone else is having a day off. We're still working here. So I'm here with Rich and Eileen, who run the Shield Maidens, and we're signing contracts, doing an energy exchange.
Look at this. Somebody come look at.
I've got some news. What you read online doesn't mean it's truth. This is the last post I'm going to do about negativity that's been spread about the Shield. To be honest, me and my team have got better things to do than be answering allegations of the latest one, saying the video that I've shown of my phone with everybody messaging me asking about the website. And there was a backlog, and that was it. Now it's getting spread about that's now I'm spreading victims' details. I don't even deal with victims. We're not even on the streets, and I don't work with victims. I'm here to do a presence of prevention. So I don't have victims messaging me. And even when the Shield's out, we won't be either. They'll be passed to other services. That is not where we are here for presence only. We are not an aftercare team. We are not to work with the victims or the children or the women. We are here to prevent them from coming from harm. So I go live a lot. If anybody, and you see anyone with any false allegation, any sort of rumours, I'm very transparent. They are more than welcome, and I will set anyone that wants to criticise, I am more than happy for them to join my live if they send me a request. Instead of spreading false allegations that's undermining all the staff that are doing this work to prevent harm coming to women and children. Just come on my live.
So you all heard that. They're a presence. They don't actually deal with victims. They call other people instead. They're just like roaming the streets, looking for anyone that could be in danger, I guess. In fact, so they are proper. I don't know what they are. Yeah, I literally don't know what you are now. But I don't know. Okay.
So, you guys need a big shout out to the admin staff. They've not only got on top of all the emails, they got on top of all the WhatsApp messages off the website.
Yeah, what's taken all the work?
Sorry, everyone else is having a day off. Another successful day, and I've only just begun. I've got miles and miles to go yet. But I went to see my very good old friend, Pop Sally.
No.
Blackburn. And then Hudson.
See, why do you do that? That for me is suspicious. So I'd say that what's happened is he's put this out. Other people have picked up on it, gone looking at those names, and come up with what they've come up with. Would you say that was mission accomplished, Chris Hardgreaves, or what? Because you said those full names in Blackburn for a reason, didn't you? But we don't know what that reason is yet. We're not quite sure, are we, what that reason is?
But the most...
Is this really what the country's like? You have power over your mind.
Behave yourself.
Is this really what you have power over your mind? Is this really what the country's like? Can we literally not unite the good men from the bad? Can we not unite for one reason? To make the streets safer and to protect all children? Is that what state this country really is? Is this what I'm really seeing today? See a lot of stick about having a Muslim man. A Muslim man that vowed to take care of the threat in his own community. A Muslim man that vowed to educate in his own community. A Muslim man that said he will shine light on anyone that's doing this behaviour in his own community. A Muslim man with a bit of pull. Now, there's a lot of stuff about, I don't really understand this other stuff, about what's going on across the world. It's something I've never paid attention to. But a Muslim man that was going to take care of the issue in his own community, I do not see any other way forward to get very quick action. See, if the Muslims were standing up to the Muslims that were causing problems, then surely that's what you want. And you've all called for. So one man stepped up to do that. And I've been bombarded with so much hatred again.
Okay. So he's right in what he says. But the man you've chosen, whose full name you handed out, yeah, along with another name for some odd reason, is a big fan of that Julius guy from South Africa, and we all know what he does. Is pro-Palestine, and we know what they do. And goes around giving out privacy strikes on fucking videos. And that's just the beginning of his little career as a saviour. How many more privacy strikes is he going to hand out, I wonder? Because if he does become fucking commander or whatever of Blackburn, for the shield, he's going to get a lot more stick than he's already getting. And the shaman here, I don't think he knows what he's actually doing, because he says he doesn't take any notice of what goes on around the world, i.e. Palestine and Israel. What, has he been asleep for the last 3 years? Well, probably, with the drug intake that he does. More than likely. What's this? The shield implodes. Let's have a look.
Let's talk about the shield. It looks like a child protection charity, but behind the logo and the language, there's something significantly off. It's run by a gentleman called Chris Hargreaves, and Chris Hargreaves is also the owner of a company called Human Evolution Group, CIC. Now, on the Shield's impact page, they proudly claim they are a registered charity, and they even display that charity number. It seems legit, right? So, we checked that number with the Charity Commission. Guess what? There's none there. There's no registered charity with that number or that name. So we dug deeper. We ran that number through Companies House. Turns out it's not a charity number, it's actually a company registration number of a for-profit business called Human Evolution Group, CIC. Now, that's not the Shield, that's not charity, and that's not transparent. So here's the issue. Using a fake charity number to collect money, that's fraud by false representation. Misleading consumers, that's a criminal trading standards violation. And conducting surveillance, security operations and intelligence gathering under the guise of a charity, that's a serious breach of civil and criminal law. You're not...
Does anybody know who this geezer is down here? Well, some of you may do, some of you may not. Well, let me tell you a little bit about him. He's basically, well, certainly the face, and I assume he's the co-founder for the group called The Shield. The backbone of it is basically some bikers, but he's putting together a community for people that can help the people in vulnerable situations. So, if the police can't get somewhere quick enough, they'll get in touch with someone within the community and offer some help and support, and we can go and help sort of defuse the situation and negotiate a bit of calmness and peace on the streets where it's needed. So I'm not sure how much of it will be needed in Somerset, but I don't think there's many boundaries to where these troublesome people end up. So, one of the good things about having a lot of time on my hands, I work from home.
Right, you know what? I'm just going to quickly do a video, right? Because the amount of shit that I've had about fucking Chris and the Shield, right? For calling things out, saying it doesn't fucking add up. You know what I mean? And the messages that I've been getting of people who've had run-ins in the past, and now he's fucking bigged up that Pops guy, right? Who has called for white fucking genocide, and now Tommy Robinson has called it out.
Hang on a minute. Pops didn't call for white genocide. That Julia's idiot did. Don't mix your words. Don't get so excited that you get everything wrong.
And it's the fucking end. It is the end, all right? So just to everyone that's been giving us fucking shit, right? Always look into things and do your fucking research. Now, I just want to say a massive shout out to AC Spartan, right? Because he was the one who I had a conversation with weeks ago, right? And he smelt a rat from day one. And since that conversation, I looked further into things. I distanced myself away because at first thing I was like, oh yeah, this looks great, boom. But then straight away, after a conversation with Alec, I looked further and further into things and things did not add up, all right? And now I just hope, it's a fucking shame, all right? Because it had the potential, but the wrong people have been involved in it from the get-go. And to me, Chris is a fucking con man. So, give me hate, do whatever the
Your Facebook claims Shield is registered CIT. There appears to be no registered CIT. I love how you're all trying to find something wrong with me while the people on the streets are hurting your children. But let me answer this one. It's under Human Evolution Group, CIC. So you can go Human Evolution Group, CIC. You will see it has my name and my address. But thank you for putting all this time into trying to find something wrong with me when I'm just a man trying to do what I'm doing. We're trying to put men on the streets to protect the children, and a lot of you people seem to be more bothered in trying to find something wrong in what I'm doing. Why? Anyway, Everything is above board. All my DBS checks will be up. I showed you all last night all the certificates and all my training on my lives. I don't know why you're trying to bring any of this. I'm not bothered by it anyway because there's too many good people, but bless you.
Right, just a quick one for everyone who's messaging or commenting saying, you know, join the Shield and all this to me. I was in talks with Shield, right? They wanted me to be county manager for Ayrshire, but I'm stepping away from that at the moment.
Yes, you don't fear Jack.
I don't care.
No.
I know what I do fear. Sitting there thinking I'm a man, I've done nothing about it. So to have two 12-year-old girls that I was talking to, that had just come back from doing what they do, and I had to step in and have a word with them. So to say, it's all right, Chris, we're only sucking a dick, we get a vape, it's normal. From two 12-year-old girls.
See, that
broke me.
That breaks my fucking heart.
That broke me.
Yeah.
That was the week I went, right, fuck it. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of doing homework. I've had enough of fucking intel. I've had enough of piecing all. I've had enough of this. I cannot sit here. And I was already on a bull in a China shop anyway. I don't care what them. The government to me don't exist.
You know, if this wasn't such an important subject, this would be comical. Meet Paul Stafford, one of the Shield's members and supporters. And this is a message from one of my female friends that supported one of my comments. And this is what she was exposed to by one of the Shield for merely holding an opinion that's different to how they believe things. Oh, she's a feisty one. But you know what? She knows what it means to protect women and kids. Because this conduct, this attitude, is so far from protecting women and children. I'd almost accuse you with this kind of conduct and behaviour of being part of the problem. Wonder what your supporters think. You know, if this wasn't...
What is it with these groups? They just cannot seem to help themselves, right? Obviously, the Shield, Chris Haregraves, has announced a Muslim regional organiser for their campaign. Their campaign that they are taking tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds from you to do. Right? The campaign that's originally said they were going to be patrolling the parks and keeping our kids safe. But then Chris went on GB News and said, actually, no, they're not going to do that. So do you know what we in Norwich did? We in Norwich went out and did it ourselves. And you've probably all seen the clip, went absolutely viral, of us chasing Muslims out of a park, or just Muslims, sorry, illegal immigrants out of a park for sexually harassing kids. Yeah, sexually harassing kids. In fact, one of the young girls ran up to us and said a friend who was 15 years old was forced to wank off one of these migrants, right? And then later she gave a police report saying exactly the same thing, right? So we just did the job that Shield themselves refused to do, even though they're being paid by you guys to...
True. Where's that video? You probably don't have it on here. I did see it, though. Yeah, I did see it.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you, I was a little bit... a lot of us were very dubious of the Shield in the beginning, and our suspicions were again turned right. Why is it that groups such as the Shield, such as Reform, always need to get that Muslim support, right? I'll tell you what it is. It's virtue signalling. They are saying to you they're not racist. These groups have become so concerned with making them seem like they're not racist that they basically put their original priority, their original goal, to a back burner to appease the minority.
The outlaws are criminal organisations themselves. Drug running, murder and countless other crimes. See, everyone's got a few bad eggs.
What?
Outlaws are just that. We don't work within society's laws.
A few bad eggs? Murder? Really?
That doesn't mean we're all criminals. I'm a very good businessman. I'm a lot of my very good outlaw friends, 1%ers, are all very, very good family men. We just like to meet up and...
Our families were wiped out. They blame kids for the...
Let's talk about the Shield. It looks like a child protection charity. Although the language is the art. It's run by a gentleman called Chris Hargreaves. Hargreaves is also the Open Evolution now on the shield. They proudly claim they are a registered charity. Display that charity number. Seems legit, right? Let's talk about the shield.
So, there's a lot of these accusations, and like I've said before, I always thought I've had struggles with the government or with grooming gangs and the Eastern European gangs, but it's always every bit of hatred online is coming from white people. Now here's another one saying that we said we're a registered charity. How many posts you want to go back? Every single one says we're a CIC. He's even mentioned our CIC. He's talking about stuff he doesn't even know, and coming into legislation when I've got barristers. Oh, it's just why? So come down to Southport, have a meeting. I've got a few meetings here today. But right now I'm with the bikers against child abuse. These guys right here, you know, So I'm going to use this a bit of an opportunity. Yes, I am a 1%er. I remember the Sons of Hell. I've been an outlaw biker for 20 years. But let me use this opportunity to give you some more information. See, I'll give you some of who I am. Because this is not new. I've been working my whole life to make this happen. See, I was born in Wythenshawe. My mum was made homeless because she didn't abort me. I have a lot of experience with the care system. At the age of 14, I was working on the doors of Manchester. I worked the doors for many, many years. And I went into the biker world when I was 19. And at the same time as doing that, and having all the hardships of life, and after watching what happened with my sister, and then the years of physical abuse I got as a child, I've written books about it on Amazon. I went around the world. I went to the Amazon rainforest, studied with the shamans. I worked with some of the most powerful teachers. I went and studied neurology. You're going to get infiltrated by police so hard, you don't want to be too public with this stuff. Be careful. I'm not doing anything illegal. None of us are. We're just filling a gap. Oh yeah, I'm an outlaw biker. And yes, I've had enough of the children not being safe on the streets. And yes, we've created the shield. Yes. How do I get involved? Very easily. We are covering...
So what we've learnt, what have we learnt, people, in our lesson today? We have learnt that there are presence. They don't actually deal with victims themselves. They call people like the police and the whatever, yeah. A lot of people are turning against them. He deliberately put out the name of Pops Ali, and this other guy, Y, is a bit suspicious. And I got a strike. Fucking unbelievable. Not unless somebody in our little community on YouTube gave me that strike. I don't know. But did I get a strike because I was getting a bit close to something? I don't know. You see, I'm not like everyone else who so I'm not like everyone else who I don't know, see something and then jump on it and think it's evidence of something. No, I'll go the other way, and I'll plod along, and I'll be silent, and I'll put things out, and I'll wait for I don't know, I'll wait for some sort of reaction. And the reaction came. Oh yes, it came. It came at 3 minutes past 12 last night. Well, actually in the early hours of this morning, 3 minutes past 12. Two kind of whinging strikes from YouTube. by an organisation of the name I can't remember. I'll have to have a go have a look. For me to go and have a look, though, at this moment, I'd have to go into my emails. I'm not willing to show them. So just take my word for it. I got 2 strikes. One for the Pop Sally content, and another for something else to do with the same video, which is I found interesting. I found it more than interesting that that happened. And now we've got this clown walking on glass and saying that all they're doing is being a presence and ringing the police and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you want to give them 55 quid, you go right ahead. You want to give them 25 quid, go right ahead, but don't expect anything for you.
Right, people, this is just a really quick video for awareness. If you're not aware of a man called Chris Hargreaves and the organisation that he started up called The Shield, please make yourself aware of it. Check him out on TikTok. Check out The Shield. I believe the website is wearetheshield.com, right? You need to check this.
So, when was the last time the men stood up? So let me really tell you what the Shield's about. The Shield is taking on the framework of the outlaw bikers. That means we've got to put the real men on the streets. So, just had a nice little chat, me and the boys. Let's have a nice little chat with a business on London Road.
I'm not even dressed yet. I'm so sorry, but I need to get this out. I haven't even formulated a bloody video yet. I'm just...
Listen to this strong man. Most of you have heard of
Oh, no.
They're finding knives just like this. But because there is no writing on the knives, the police can do nothing.
As the politicians keep talking, teenagers and others keep dying. That is the reality.
What would your day look like when you come out to go to the shop? Young people can't even go to the shop. I've got some young people, they've got to get to a cab to just go to the corner shop. They cannot walk anywhere. They cannot get in a tube. They cannot get on a bus.
They used to fear us, not because we were monsters. So we get a lot of this one. Why do you have to pay £55? We are a CIC. You would not believe the everyday costing it's costing just to put people on the streets to protect the children. You would not believe the outgoings and the amount of money I've spent. £50 for a year. You would not believe the cost of DBS checks. You would not believe the cost of training. You would not believe the cost of having a license for a business to take payments online. You would not believe the costs of data security and the licenses we need for this. So, no one is getting paid. We are a CIC. So I'm just going to answer that question for you. Listen, I wish I didn't have to pay all this money just to put people on the streets and to train people and all this red tape we're going through. But I've put all my money in and I've quit my business. It's 50 quid.
But you keep saying that you're a good businessman and you know how to make money. So is this your next step to making money? So what I want to do now, I want to go to here. Yes, let's go here. Is it here I want to go to? Hang on. Is it here? Yeah, I think it is here. God, no. I don't think it is here. Sorry. Oh, God. Let's have a look. Chris Hargreaves' book. Let's have a look. The Shaman and is that Chris Hargreaves? The Shaman and his Tell Summit robot, a journey into the conscious AI. Okie dokie then. Free delivery, $12.99. Let's have a look, shall we? Mr. Chris Hargreaves, the shaman, and his shaman book 1. The shaman and his talisman AI. Right, so you can get it on Kindle for nothing, and you can get it in paperback, $12.99. That's not what I actually wanted. I want to look inside of it. So it's 275 pages.